Hello, everyone. Robert Redford's name instantly evokes images of Hollywood royalty. Yet his story is far richer, deeper, and more complex than just the tale of an actor who became famous. It is the saga of a young boy from Salt Lake City, Utah, who grew up in a modest household, faced personal struggles, and carved a path in Hollywood that few have ever matched, blending the glamour of stardom with the gravitas of true artistry. And today, as the world looks back at his remarkable life and career, it becomes clear that Robert Redford is not merely an actor or a director, but a cultural icon whose contributions to film, art, activism, and society will forever remain etched in history. For his legacy goes far beyond the silver screen, stretching into the very fabric of storytelling and social change. Born in 1936, he endured a childhood that was marked by both simplicity and hardship, discovering early on his love for art and expression, which took him to college where he studied painting. But destiny had other plans, and after traveling to Europe and exploring different walks of life, he returned to America, eventually finding his way into acting, first through small television roles and Broadway stages, before making his breakthrough into Hollywood films. And it was during the late 1960s and early 1970s that his natural charisma, magnetic screen presence, and authenticity transformed him into one of the most beloved stars of his generation, with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, cementing his status as a leading man whose chemistry with Paul Newman remains one of the most iconic partnerships in cinema history, followed by films like The Sting, The Candidate, and All the President's Men, which not only showcased his versatility, but also positioned him as more than just a handsome face, but as a serious artist willing to engage with politically charged and socially meaningful stories, proving that his star power was deeply connected to his integrity as a performer. But Robert Redford's story doesn't stop with acting, because his vision extended behind the camera. And in 1980, with his directorial debut Ordinary People, he shocked the industry by winning the Academy Award for Best Director, a victory that silenced critics who thought of him only as an actor, and from that point forward, his name became synonymous with cinematic excellence. Yet, even beyond Hollywood, Redford's contributions were monumental, as he became an outspoken environmental activist and a champion for independent filmmakers, founding the Sundance Institute and the Sundance Film Festival, which has since grown into the most prestigious and influential platform for independent cinema in the world, giving voice to countless directors, writers, and actors who might never have had a chance otherwise, proving once again that his legacy is not only what he created, but also what he nurtured in others. In his personal life, Redford knew both joy and profound sorrow, experiencing the devastating loss of his infant son, a tragedy that left a lasting impact on him, as well as facing the pressures of fame, the breakdown of relationships, and the challenge of balancing a public career with his private identity. Yet through it all, he remained grounded, dignified, and committed to his values, rarely indulging in the scandals that plagued Hollywood, instead carrying himself with a quiet strength and grace that set him apart. Over the decades, Redford became a symbol of timeless talent and enduring influence, not only for the roles he played, but for the way he used his platform, the way he stood up for the environment, for art, and for truth. And as we reflect on his journey at the age of 89, it is impossible not to be moved by the scale of his impact, because Robert Redford's life is not just the story of one man, but the embodiment of what it means to live with purpose, resilience, and creativity, to turn struggles into art, fame into influence, and loss into empathy. And as tributes pour in, one thing is clear: Robert Redford's star will never fade, for he gave the world unforgettable characters, groundbreaking films, a stage for independent voices, and a shining example of how one individual can change the world of cinema forever, leaving behind a legacy that will inspire artists and audiences for generations to come. Thanks for watching.